Fellas, are you falling behind right now? Not sure what to do? This podcast is going to help change your life. There's a quiet panic happening inside of a lot of men right now. You wake up early, you go to work, you pay what you can, you try to stay disciplined, try to stay positive, but underneath it all, there's a quiet thought that keeps showing up. I should be further by now. I too, as Anwar, your podcast host, feel as though I should be further by now. You look around and it feels like everyone else is moving faster than you. Other men seem to be making more money, building businesses, traveling, buying homes, providing better, living lighter. Meanwhile, you're calculating bills in your head, stretching your paycheck, and wondering how and where you're going to end up. That happens to me in my own life. I'm always analyzing where I am, comparing myself to other people that I know that are successful, listening to their journeys and wondering when my break will come or when my opportunity will show up that I can capitalize on, that I can build on, set a new foundation and begin growing from there. I feel like I've been stagnant for quite some time in my life, and I continue to try and show up daily for you guys here on the podcast, for myself, for my family, in order to ensure that I'm taking the right steps because I have big dreams that scare me. And I would encourage you by watching this podcast, I hope you still have those dreams. Don't let those dreams die. Don't let those dreams die inside of you. If there's something inside of you that is pushing you, something that you're desiring to have in this life, don't let that light burn out. It may be very dim. It may be a little small fire that's burning inside of you, but that fire continues to burn for a reason. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're not incapable, but somehow you feel behind. And the worst part is that most men do not talk about it. We got to start talking, fellas. I've gotten a lot better about talking about issues in my life, talking to people that love me, people that surround me, that are supportive to me, and talking to you guys here on the podcast. I try to share bits and pieces of my life that I think may be helpful to you, because you and I are not much different. We're not much different than each other. We desire to be better. We desire to be good men. We desire to be great husbands, great boyfriends, great fathers, great sons. We desire to be great businessmen. But men weren't raised to handle pressure, not explain it. We were taught to solve problems, not sit in emotions. So when we feel behind financially, socially, and professionally, we do not say, I'm scared. We go silent. We isolate. We grind harder, or we numb it out. Some people turn to drugs. You may find yourself drinking more beer, smoking more weed. Maybe you're over-exercising. Maybe you're not exercising enough. Maybe you just come home after getting out of work and you just close your door just to shut out the world. Maybe you veg out, watch a little TV, but the silence does not fix stagnation. I want you guys to understand that, fellas. When you're going through and you're struggling to make the next move or what I should do, understand that by staying stagnant, that's not solving the problem. The problem exists. Understand that by drinking alcohol, it doesn't solve the problem. The problem still exists and you're only masking it. So let me be real honest with you guys. Men feel behind in three major areas: money, status, and stability. You thought by this age you would have more savings. You thought you would have more control over your time. You thought that your hard work would instantly translate into security. Instead, you feel like you're treading water in the world that speeds up. You feel like you get caught up and something else pops up. You save a little bit of money, car's got to get fixed. Save a little bit of money, your children needs the extra. Save a little bit of money, family member needs the extra. That's all part of being a man, but I want you to understand today, by watching this podcast, is that it is possible. It can be done. More will come to you. Continue to keep pushing through and do not give up on your current journey. The world did change. The economy shifted. The rules moved. Technology accelerated. Social roles evolved. But here's the part that matters. Feeling behind is not a permanent identity. It's a signal. When you're feeling behind, all it is a signal to pivot. It's a signal to change direction, to reroute the map that you've been using and add a little extra into it. Move a little differently. Design something a little separately. Shift your direction in which you're heading, because you can still reach your goal when there's a detour in the road. You may have to go around. It may take you a little longer, but that goal is still waiting for you to achieve it. Now let's talk about what to do. The first thing you must do is stop comparing your chapter 4 to someone else's chapter 14. That's the hardest part. Social media allows us to see. I go on social media all the time. I follow a guy named Howie P. Great guy. I follow a guy named Howie P, but he has Ferraris, Lamborghinis. He talks about, I think it's like 62, 63 failed businesses. He never really tells you the breakdown of the story of how he overcame all this bankruptcy, financial loss, mental health issues he's dealt with. We only see his end roll where he's running by the Ferraris. He's got the shining white teeth. He's running by. He's like, Howie P here. This your man. If you can, go check out his page. But I see the end of his story, but I don't see the process in which it took him to get there. The days when he was crying, the days when he felt crushed, the days when he was comparing himself to other men. You scroll through social media and you see highlight reels. You see business wins, vacation photos, six-figure claims, and men talking about leveling up. Social media will lead you to believe that everyone is successful. A lot of people online are lying about their level of success and the wealth they have. It's easy to go to Miami and rent an exotic car, but it's harder to maintain that exotic car in your own life through your own financial gains while maintaining a family and still striving for what you want. I want you to understand that just because you see they have connections, their inheritance, and their lucky timing of the years doesn't mean they didn't struggle quietly. When you compare your real life to someone else's curated life, you lose clarity. Comparison creates When you compare your real life to someone else's curated life, you lose clarity. Comparison creates paralysis. It makes you feel smaller than you are. So stop comparing yourself to other people's journey. Understand that this is your journey. This is the journey that God has for you. He put inside of you, and your journey is specifically tied to you and what you need to do to accomplish it. Instead of asking why you're not where someone else is, maybe there's a better question. What is one measurable area I can improve in the next 90 days? Not your whole life, not your entire identity, one area. Maybe it's increasing your income by learning a new skill. Fellas, learn a new skill. Dig deep into the delusion of maybe being a podcaster. I'm sitting here with you on a Sunday recording in my apartment and it's quiet. I'm working on developing the skills of podcasting, bringing the message to you guys clearer, hoping the followers pick up, hoping the subscribers pick up, the level of engagement picks up. I record these videos and 0 shows up. I may have 1 view, 2 views. I think the most I get are 20 views, but that does not deter me from stopping. I have a dream that I want to accomplish. I have a message that I want to get out to people. So maybe it's paying off one specific debt. Maybe that's another area you can focus on. Maybe it's improving your health so your energy changes. You shrink the battlefield. A man focuses on one clear target and builds momentum. A man who tries to fix everything at once is burnout. We got to begin identifying strategic areas of our life, fellas, that we can focus on individually. We're not trying to fix everything. We know everything needs to be fixed. Yes, everything around us is burning down. But while there are small fires that exist that we can begin attacking today. So I say this to you. You're not behind in life. You're behind in a specific metric. Identify it and attack it. The second thing you must do is increase your value, not just your effort. A lot of men who feel behind are working hard. They're exhausted. They're showing up every day, but effort without leverage does not always produce growth. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, understand it's very difficult to step outside of that in order to obtain some of your dreams and goals. But working a 9-to-5, we know, doesn't pay any real money because your time is the money. This is a hard truth. If you feel behind financially, there is usually a gap somewhere, not a worth gap, not an intelligence gap, but a value gap. The market pays for skills, problem-solving abilities, and leverage. I created this podcast with the goal of hopefully solving problems with men, with guys like you and me. That's why I created this podcast. It started off with a bunch of things. You'll see me post on politics. You'll see me post on men's health. I may post on issues with women, but my ultimate focus is helping the guys get to where they need to go. I've experienced some dark times in life, felt like giving up, not moving forward, stressed out, don't know what to do. I've had major blunders in my life. I didn't grow up in one of the best childhoods, but understand that I'm working with what I got. I'm turning my pain into purpose. So you have to ask yourself an uncomfortable question. What skill do I have the market truly values? What problem can I solve consistently? And what can I learn in the next 6 months that raises my earnings through the ceiling? I get it, fellas. I get it. It sounds easy, but the motivation fades over time, but value compounds. Behind men trying harder, strategic men increase their value. That might mean certifications. That might mean learning sales skills. That might mean learning digital skills. That might even mean switching environments entirely. That seems like a message. You cannot complain about a scoreboard if you refuse to change your strategy. The third thing you must do is rebuild your brotherhood. It's important to surround yourself by people who want to see you win, that are like-minded, who want to build, who want want major goals to get accomplished. That's important. You got to surround yourself by a new and fresh brotherhood. Isolation exaggerates failure. When you're alone, every setback feels permanent. Every bill feels heavier. Every mistake feels like proof that you are not enough. And for most men, we live alone. We live in small apartments. We live below our means. I have a pair of sneakers that I've had for the last 2-3 years. Haven't bought any new pair. Haven't had the money to buy a new pair, but they still work for me. I make them work. They're not necessarily my focus. My focus is on my internal and external growth. But I'll tell you this, most men center their emotional wounds around a woman or work. When the relationship struggles or the job feels unstable, the entire emotional structure collapses. You need other men in your life who are building, who are honest, and who are not pretending. Not men who just complain, not men who normalize stagnation, but men who are moving forward in life. The brotherhood that you create creates accountability. It creates perspective. It reminds you that struggle is transitional and not permanent. You don't need to announce your pain publicly, but you can carry it every day with everything that you have and know that you're not alone and expect to gain the clarity over a period of time. Now let's go deeper. A lot of men say money would fix everything. I am a firm believer that money would fix 90% of my problems. That's just me. Money is a powerful tool to have, and it can be a stress-reducing tool when you have enough of it to manage the bills and everyday issues that you're dealing with. But money does not always relieve pressure. It creates options. It creates breathing room, but even men with money can feel like they are heading in the wrong direction. But even men with money can feel like they're headed in the wrong direction. The real crisis is not just financial, fellas. It's directional. A man without direction feels like he's losing everything, even if he's surviving. So here's the shift. Behind is relative. Building is intentional. You're either explaining your position or improving it. I'm constantly reassessing myself where I'm at. I'm checking my podcast numbers, the insights, the engagements, the type of videos that I'm posting that are doing well. And this is where it gets uncomfortable for me, because even despite me checking these numbers and I'm seeing how big the numbers are, the subscribers may not reflect it. I'm not paid or monetized in most, if not all, of the social media platforms, but it gets uncomfortable. But if you feel behind and you do nothing different over the next 6 months, that's no longer circumstance, that's a choice. Guys, if you choose to stay stagnant in this process of growth, if you choose not to change your life, if you choose not to change your life and turn things around, that's not because life gets easy. It's not because the life isn't fair. It's because adaptation requires your responsibility. The world is not slowing down. You have to sharpen up. That does not mean hustle culture. It means clarity. It means skill acquisition. It means strategic decisions. It means cutting distractions, and it means tightening your circle. Feeling behind is not a life sentence, fellas. It's not over. If you got breath in your lungs and you woke up today, you got another shot to build or gain what you want out of this life. You only got one life. Don't waste it. You got one life. Be a fool and look foolish going after your goals. Or would you rather be a fool sitting on the couch watching TV, eating potato chips? I choose the latter. I choose to be the fool that goes after his goals and chases his dreams, because the worst case scenario doesn't work out, but at least I can say I gave it a shot. And it's telling you that something needs to shift. That's what this life is telling you when you're not where you need to be. So here's the question I want every man to listen to and answer honestly. In what area of your life are you tolerating stagnation? Is it your income? Is it your health? Is it your discipline? Is it the environment? Choose one. Just choose one, fellas. You don't have to choose them all. Pick one of those ones that I just named out. And then from there, you can move on this week. You can identify it and begin working on it and move from it. Do not wait for confidence. Do not wait for motivation. Movement creates confidence. You're not behind, you're in transition. But without transition, there's no action that can actually take place. So stop measuring yourself against men you don't know. Increase your value. Build your brotherhood and move strategically instead of emotionally. Behind is not who you are, it's where you are currently. And where you are can change. Now I'm going to give you a challenge to directly help you. What is one area you are committing to improving in the next 90 days? I need to know in the comments, fellas. What's one area of your life that you're committed to improving in the next 90 days? Not someday, in 90 days. I want you to decide on it, and I want you to move. This is how men stop falling behind. I hope that this podcast reached the right audience. Fellas, if you listen to this podcast all the way through in its totality, please like, share, and subscribe. Send it to your homeboys. Send it to your wife. Send it to people that you know may have other men in their lives. Hopefully your wife doesn't, but send it to the people that you know that are in your lives that may potentially benefit from this podcast today. And I hope it's helpful for you guys. I really appreciate you guys staying with me. Thank you for all the support and all the feedback that I'm getting on YouTube. Again, I really can't thank you guys enough, and I wish you guys the best, and it will be okay. Take care. Peace.